Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about this camera right here, the Nikon F-301. For some reason everybody that I know keeps handing me their old camera gear. Same with this camera. I was at a friend's place and this was sitting on top of his cabinet and I was looking at it and he was like, why don't you have it? Because I never used it. So he actually got it from another friend of mine. He didn't use it either, and so yeah, I decided to give it to me because he thought that I would actually use it, which I did. So I took a couple of pictures with this camera. I did a portrait shoot, which I'm going to be showing at the end of this video. But first, let me talk a little bit more about this camera and why I think it's so great. A little bit of history about this camera. This camera released in 1985. It was also known as the N2000 in North America, and it was one of the last manual focus cameras that Nikon produced. Great thing about this camera is super cheap because it's not popular at all. I got mine for free, but I think normally they're around 50 euros. So it's a really good price for a camera of this quality. First thing I noticed is design. It looks great. It has a all black design. It has this little red stripe here, which I really love. Then mine also came with this yellow and black strap, which I also really love. Ergonomically, it's also great. It has a little grip here, which is really nice if you have like a long day out shooting. Most SLR cameras don't have this, or you have to buy it separately. So this is a really nice addition. Besides that, it has all the normal dials that you would find on an SLR camera. It has an ISO dial, has a exposure compensation dial, a single shot mode and a continuous shot mode, self timer, and a shutter speed dial that goes up to 2000. It also has this little switch right here which manages the sound, which I will touch on later. What makes this camera different compared to other SLR cameras? First of all, it automatically loads your film, which is a nice feature if you're not comfortable loading your own film. But downside is you do have to manually rewind it. And the main reason why I personally really love this camera is it has an aperture priority mode, which makes shooting a lot easier. So if you put your camera in aperture priority, it will automatically pick the right shutter speed. So all you have to worry about is changing your aperture and changing the exposure when needed. So that brings me to the beeping noise. So if your image isn't correctly exposed, then this camera makes a pretty loud beeping noise. Let me show you. So this is the noise that it makes, which is super loud. It is handy if you're not sure if your image is correctly exposed, then this camera will warn you. You can turn off the sound with a little knob, like I said, but it's a great feature in my opinion. Not best in most situations. Like I wouldn't take this out to shoot street photography. Okay, then let me show you a couple of images I made with this camera because I think that's what most people wonder about. One quick thing though before I show you and end this video. So this camera has a shutter button. It doesn't have a lever, so I forgot to mention that. So this camera was also the first Nikon that used a motorized advance system. So you don't have to like pull your lever to advance your film. It does it automatically with a shutter, so that's a nice feature as well. Then for the images, of course it's going to depend on the type of lens you're going to use and the type of film. So just for reference, I made all of these images with Nikon lenses. This one came with this lens right here. It's 35 to 70, but I also have some other ones. I think I used a 28 and a 50 also from Nikon. Besides that, I shot all of this on Portra 400 and all of these images came straight from the lab. I made some minor adjustments, just some light adjustments, some temperature adjustments, but that's it. Enjoyed the images. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.